Hi, I'm Donald McIntyre, Senior Editor at the ETC Cooperative. This is an ETC Spotlight, and we're going to talk about the ETC-Network.Info service with Mario Michel, who is the founder of the service. Hi, Mario. How are you?
Hi, Donald. Hi. Thank you. I'm fine.
When we saw each other in the Proof of Work Summit, we had a good time there. The summit was amazing, and you're based in Austria, are you?
Yes, I'm Vienna. From
In Vienna.
Right.
That's good. Bueno, we're going to talk about the ETC-Network.Info product. Would you like to show the dashboard? You have many products.
Sure.
The dashboard on the screen.
Yes.
Let me list them. So you have an Explorer for ETC, a
Yes.
dashboard for ETC,
Hmm?
a nodes page, a markets page, an upgrades page, then RPC endpoints also for ETC,
Yes.
and that is not for the mainnet and for Mortar, and then something called Remix IDE, and then a
Yes.
status page, and then a whale watch.
Yes.
So would you like to start explaining the Explorer, or if you have several Explorers?
Yes, we do have, or I do have several Explorers, which include Block Scout, Expedion, and also this one in the middle, I'm not able to pronounce, which is very great. I like it. We can go through. I mean, most of the guys working with Block Scout, or maybe heard of it already, because there's also some other guys from Block Scout themselves providing the ETC Explorer, which I'm also providing. Still the old version, I'm into upgrading it. And still my Block Scout is indexing the blocks, which is on the top written. So there might be some mismatch with the current state of the blocks, because not all of them are indexed yet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to get it indexed as soon as possible. It's doing its things. It's just slow. It's quite a lot of blocks to index still. So yeah, I think I don't need to show anything more in Block Scout.
All right. So etc-network.info, one of the services that you provide is Block Explorers, and you're planning to provide 3.
Yes.
In this case, this one uses the interface of Block Scout.
Yes,
Because
correct.
Block Scout is an open source software product, so anyone can run Block Scout. And what is the URL for people to go and see the Block Scout, your Block Scout version?
Yes, it's written on the top if it opens. Come on, there it goes. So it's Explorer minus or dash, I think what you said, blockscout.etc-network.info.
All right, very good.
But usually if you just navigate to the main site, which is just etc-network.info, yeah, as you can see, it's written here.
Okay, we go there, you have access to all the service. Very good.
Yes, correct. So that's more easier to find and maybe to enter in. So as I said, those are, or actually all of them are open source explorers. Therefore, I deployed them. I like to support their, let's say, product or project. And also Expedion, I like very much because of the functionality to switch between the nodes or to switch between the endpoints.
Expedition.
Yeah, Expedition, sorry. Expedition, not Expedition, sorry. Yeah, so here you can select my different nodes, also for the test network, for example, Mortar. And yeah, you can just choose it, click on it, and it will switch to that. And you can see all the blocks and the transactions inside that.
Okay, very good. So it's an Explorer, and you can point it to different nodes.
Yes. I have all my nodes here. We will get to the RPC endpoints a bit further down, but yeah, you can select the different nodes and yeah, choose whatever you want.
And you have the mainnet and Mortar. Okay, very good.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes, so let's move on.
And you're going to show the other Explorer. We're going to go to the dashboard now.
I can go to the dashboard. This is let's just open it quick. I just like the fact that you can see how many transactions are in the block, just visually, just looking at it. It's very nice. Yeah, nice representation. If you just click on it, you can also see some logs from the Bloom, and also like here the progress of like how many transactions were in the blocks, just visually easily represented.
Lethio, and this is a Lethio.
Yes, a Lethio, yeah.
Yeah, Lethio kind of block explorer. Okay, good.
Yes. So then let's move on to actually maybe the most interesting one, which I heard a lot of guys talking about at the conference, which is the dashboard. So it's on Grafana, and it's pulling the metrics or all the data from my 3 actually Bazel nodes I have running. You can select them on the top. You have one in Frankfurt in Germany, one in Nuremberg in Germany, and also here in Austria, Vienna. I have also a node running. You can just simply choose them. I recommend using all of them to check between, because might be some differences, because maybe there is a restart because I upgraded the software, and then you can check if you want to see a specific time frame where it was not running or was doing an upgrade. But I usually add some notes, and then you also know what's happening there. So yeah, it's quite big dashboard. I will just scroll over it, and if you see some statistics, what you maybe want to look into it, then we can have a chat about it. I will also show some other things, like you can go into more detail, you can have a time frame selected, and yeah.
Grafana itself is like a standard dashboard product.
Yes, like Kibana, it's a bit different. It's a more like log viewing. The Grafana is more just for a visual representation of data, yes.
And all these metrics, you chose them, or Grafana picks them up automatically?
Yeah, it was a hard task to set them all up, also to set them up all correctly, because in the beginning I was not aware of what all metrics Besu can provide. And after some time, I looked into it and created a graph after a graph, and then saw, oh, I can do this. I can do some average. I can do some I rates, like it's like a time frame, how much it wants to do an average on, and so on. And yeah.
So you had to set them up manually?
Yes, I did set all the graphs manually, and yeah, then you can see it's like a representation, and it's like on the top it's red because of the gas limit, like gas limit it's, let's say, at the standard 8 million, and you can say it's like 8 million is the lowest or the highest which can be used. And you can also see here then the gas use per block.
Yeah, with regards to the 8 million. And
yes.
So this brings me to the question: what is your background, Mario? What are you a developer, an engineer?
I'm actually a network and security technician at the company, and I started to get used to blockchain and so on because I wanted to have my own controlled money and to have my own own controlled money actually. And so I started to learn a bit about Bitcoin. Then also Ethereum was there, and I in the past saw it, therefore have it open. Maybe you recognize the site from ETH Stats.
Yes.
And that was just a famous site for me. I was always having this site open. I just liked it, how the nodes were updating. Sadly, this is not in service anymore, but I think you understand if you have seen it. There you can see it's like all the nodes updating with the block time here on the right. I just liked it. I loved it. The statistics and all the charts, and yeah, therefore I thought like I should do it myself, but not for ETH. I want to do it for ETC, because after the DAO fork, I strongly believed into the original chain. I liked it, and yeah, therefore also decided to come and meet you in Prague. It was a great experience.
And when did you start working on ETC?
A while back. I think I started to get into it more 2017, maybe it's like September or June.
Oh, a long time ago.
Yeah, actually a long time ago. I started with Bitcoin, so learning about it like in December 2015.
Good. Well,
yes.
that's amazing. Can we go back then to your dashboard, to your ETC dashboard?
Yes.
And go up?
Yes.
So what you're saying is that this one is the most popular of your products?
Most for the site, yes.
And let me see what you have. So you have the block height.
Yes.
Time since last block, the average block time, the current era for and how much is paying. So this is for the monetary policy. Yeah, it's pretty complete.
The error, yeah.
The difficulty. This is the total difficulty. This is not the current difficulty. This is the total difficulty.
Yes, correct. I have also with the hash rate, which is in here. Wait, let's just scroll down, like the hash rate. And I wanted to show a functionality. Here in the top, you can see it's like the last or the past 2 days. You can just click it and select the time frame what you want to do, or or also what you can do is just go on the chart what you want to see closer. For example, I don't know, let's check why my node went down, or actually this drop here. And then it investigates like some other charts, like let's go into the detail why there were so many transactions added to the mempool. Let's check that closer, and you can just left click and then drag and then just let go, and you get a smaller section every time you let go. And yeah, then you can see it more in detail, and you can also then see it like every individual block. It's like going up.
Do you have a box for the hash rate?
I do have a box for the hash rate, which is right here.
Okay, good. Excellent. Bueno, congrats for this product, and that it so has so much traffic.
Thank you.
Do you want to go over the other products?
Yes, let's go over the other products. So actually the other one is Notes, which is developed by the ETC cooperative, which I'm just co-hosting, which is sadly not working. There's some mistake on my side. Need to configure some things. Yeah, so actually you can see then on the sides like all the nodes which is inside the ETC network. It's like what versions they are at, what software do they use, like Bezo or CoreGeth, or yeah, or the different types. So
good. Let's go to the market section.
Yes, that's quite uninteresting actually. It just does it's like, oh, it doesn't. Okay, it's just that bad. It doesn't show. Okay, so that just shows from different sites the price of ETC currently. So nothing too fancy.
Okay, so this is 1488. It's in euros.
Yes.
There you volume is 123 million.
Yes.
The ranking 28. Here's in USD. Very good.
Yes, here's excellent. In USD. Yes. So not that important, but let's go to the upgrades. Yeah, yes. I just documents like all the upgrades on the ETC network with the ICIPs or ECIPs, and you can just click on it to get to the upgrade.
Oh, good. Excellent. Yes. Yeah, bueno, this is a good page because there is a similar page on the Ethereum Classic.org website, but this one is also useful.
I think they're linking to each other.
The other day I was writing an article that compared the upgrades between Ethereum and Ethereum Classic, the parallel upgrades and which ones ETC did not do, and things like that. So
yeah, you can
now I know that I can use this next time.
Great to hear. So, and also another very interesting thing is the RPC notes, or the endpoints, as you call them. So I split them up in the mainnet, the Mordor, and yeah, Kotti is not needed anymore. But let's jump into the Ethereum Classic nodes. So,
yeah, just for the audience to know, you can use third-party nodes to access Ethereum Classic, to send transactions or to check your balances or things like that. And there's two networks. One is the main network and the other one is the test network, which is called Mordor. And this one is the mainnet.
Yes, correct. It's also identified by the chain ID, so which is 61, and yeah, always written here also in the table. And then you can see the RPC endpoint, and also has the additional column of archive nodes. So I have 2 archive nodes running, which are for the mainnet. You can do like the trace or the advanced options on searching on the blockchain, because the archive node is much more, or a very, very big database with 800 gigs of block informations and also on. And also one thing which is very unique to I think me, or actually the site, is we have an own Tor RPC node, or we have an entry where you can use completely anonymously via the Tor network our service, which is currently on the Bezo node, which is not archive. We are looking into improving that to make it archive, so that everyone can look up there or connect their wallet, or as you said, connect to the to push contracts and so on. And yeah, so that's quite unique, I think.
Which is that one?
The lowest, on the bottom. This is the endpoint. This is a version.
Okay. Okay, so so if someone would like to access ETC through the Tor network for privacy, they would use that endpoint.
Yes, correct, for privacy. Yes, correct.
Can I, for example, from my MetaMask wallet, can I enter that and use it?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if MetaMask is directly supporting that Tor or site, but I know that there are some tools. For example, if you do it like I think I just know it from Bash, from the shell language, Torify. There's just a program which Torifies every request what you send. You can just, let's say, type in Torify and then open this site, or curl that, or get this, or do that, and you can just send it. I'm not sure if they support it, but I just give the opportunity to make that.
This is an endpoint through the Tor network for someone who has an application that supports it. They can use this.
Yes.
So if I want to use the etc-network.info endpoint, I could go, for example, and I type on my MetaMask get-de.etc-network.info. And I would start using that endpoint with my wallet, for example.
Yes,
and people who have other applications like Explorers or any other kinds of applications or dApps that they want to test or things like that, they can also use these endpoints.
Yes, they can also use that.
Excellent. Yes. Very good. Well, this is great that there's alternative RPC endpoints in different places, so that people can diversify, no? So we don't depend on well, not centralized, but more concentrated services. Very good. Do you want to show what is the Remix IDE service?
Yes, I can show. Sadly, I'm not that into that programming. I will show, which is the Solcity interface, where some guys can program their smart contracts in. So you can just open a new project and start writing some things. So you have here your IDE, your web IDE, and just program and then just push it on the network if needed.
What does IDE mean?
You're asking questions.
What is Remix?
Remix is actually the software or the project, what they are called. Is there any link to their get?
So in this interface, you can write a Solidity smart contract, and from here you push it to the network.
Yes, you can.
What is the function of Remix IDE?
Once again?
What is the function? What is the purpose of this product?
To have a web-based one, because usually you can install it also. You can also use a web-based, self-hosted, but you can also use that service. There's no actually just the function that you have it somewhere else. You can write it, you can access all the time. You do not have to install it on a client to use it.
No, I know. you have it available here for anybody who wants to use it, but
Yes.
what is it for? Is the main purpose to send smart contracts to ETC?
Yes, should be, but you can use it for however you like.
What are the other use cases? To see smart contracts that already exist?
Yes, you can also do that.
All right. Excellent. And the status page?
Yes, let's go back. Let's hope. Oh, come on. So the status page is just an own. So I monitor from a third side. So I have 3 sides which are in the, let's say, the productive environment, and the third side which is monitoring all the statistics or all the, let's say, the latency and the packet loss. So if there's any downtime, you can, or you would see it actually on the status side. I have them split up in AT and DE infrastructure, and you can just choose and see if the, so AT has some downtime or whatever, or some latency. For example, you can see it's like on Sunday, I had a quite high latency, about 220 milliseconds. And then you would see it's like, okay, maybe the service I'm providing is overloaded, or there's some works on my server on my side. And yeah.
So this is the status of your nodes.
Yes, a bit more like a backend, like how is the backend performing and how is the backend.
Very good. So people can check out how the backend is performing.
Yes.
This is pretty open compared to other services, because I don't think that all the other services open the information of their
I try to be open as possible. I have also something here, Backend Stats. We can look into that also if you want.
Yeah.
More just for me a bit the view. It's like I also provide it for others because might be interesting information in there. Let's check it out.
Yes. What's the name of this?
It's the Backend Stats or the Backend
Stats. Okay.
Backend Stats. Yeah. So I just do some reporting on my service I'm running. So you can firstly see it's like this one is for the German Nuremberg in UE. And you can see it's running since 120 days just fine. It has a load of 12. So that's the Linux, let's say, interpretation of the load. So you can also see, for example, it's like how much space I have, how much space I have available still. And for me, very interesting, for example, here it's written archive node, and the archive node has already 807 gigabytes of storage, which it needs.
Good. The archive node is 807 gigabytes. That an archive node is the node with all the data that includes all the transactions, the smart contracts, everything in the history of ETC. Whereas the other node, like a normal node,
for example, a Bezo node, you compare it to.
It's called, usually they call them full nodes. It's 111 gigabytes. That's interesting, those differences.
Yes.
Okay.
It's like 8 times the size or 7 times the size. Yeah, crazy big. Yeah, and then you can also see some information what we just looked at it. For example, the DB is for the block scout, which is for the indexing actually. Then you can see also the block scout, which is the interface. You can see also the CPU load onto that, and the Bezo node what I'm running. So you can get a deeper understanding how much my services are actually used, or what they are doing currently, or how much load are on them.
Yeah, good, very good. And then the last one is Whale Watch. That's the last page you provide.
Yes. So Whale Watch was just deployed recently by me, which uses Doozle, which is just a log monitoring service which exposes the logs to the web, so you can access this via the web. And as you may know, so whale watchers are like big boys and the big ETC holders and traders which are transferring money around. So there is one which is all. It's like it just monitors all the transaction on the blockchain. So every transaction which comes in, which will get written here inside this log. But maybe you want to know like who has the most money, most ETC. You can check them out here. For example, here you can see a new transaction with more than 10 ETC recorded. So there was just a transaction just now with 33 ETC, and you can step up like how much you want to set the limit as. For example, you can go to 100, then you can see all the transactions which were above 100 ETC.
Okay.
Yeah, you can step up to 1,000 or even 10,000, which are non-currently. That's just an logging information, which is like it opens a session for sometimes, then closes it, and therefore you have this information. You can just ignore it if there is no transaction.
So the criteria here for Whale Watch is the size of transactions.
Yes, how much? Yes, how much to send? Yes, how many coins to send?
Here, for example, the last one is 12,518 transactions.
ETC.
ETC, sorry.
It went from this address to this address, and this is how much they sent, and that's the transaction hash. So you can look it up yourself and see. It's like maybe it was some, don't know, some hot to cold wallet, cold to hot wallet. Was it some transaction of maybe you have already sent the ETC to, and you know, wait, that's this and that exchange, and yeah, then you know.
Very good. Well, shall we go back then to etc-network.info again?
Let's just do it like this.
So people can go here. So it's etc-network.info or etc-network.info. They go to this website and they access all of these services.
Yes.
And you built all this because you have a passion for ETC, and the principles, no?
Yes. Firstly, I wanted to have this. Am I still here?
What?
Sorry, I thought I lost the connection. Yes, I did build it because I was myself interested into all the blockchain stats and all the information about it, and yeah, therefore I started to build it. Firstly, I had just this dashboard running, and then soon all the other services which I provide.
Good. Well, it's interesting that you work in information security, and that you recognize that ETC is about security. But actually, I would say the whole blockchain industry is about security.
Yes.
And you have to default to ETC because all the proof of stake networks, they say that they're clearly not secure.
Yeah, they're proving a point with the through POV, so the proof of work. They're proving that only the real works, like there needs to be some effort, not just some big guys holding some money. And yeah, for the average, let's say, investor or try to get something going, you cannot just take how much ETH you need for staking nodes, like 32 ETH, which 32. Is crazy.
Yeah.
How much money you really need there? I mean, I'm sorry, I'm young. I'm 24 years old. Would be never able to stake. So therefore, ETC gave me an opportunity, and yeah.
Yeah, in ETC you can buy a miner for 1 Ether, and connect to a mining pool and start mining. Or you can set your solo mining operation. But also proof of work is much more secure in itself, because it provides a real focal point for people to join and leave without checking with anyone, without asking for permission, and it's global. So I have my last question is that you told me by email that you are working on a fork monitor. You're working on it. Can you tell me about that service?
Yes. I'm working on it. I can actually also show it, but sadly it's not that production ready how I like it, because it does not show for the next upgrade, which will be Spiral, which is not yet planned or not yet scheduled, but I need to set and tweak some things. I can show it if you want, if you still see my screen.
Yes.
Okay, let's try it out.
First, explain what is a fork monitor.
So the fork is when an upgrade happens. So that what we just before looked at, this Ethereum Classic improvement proposals. So if this is scheduled on a specific block, and then the upgrade will happen. So all the software or all the nodes and all with the software agrees to some certain settings or certain code changes. Then you can see it's like on the fork monitor when it happens, that which node also upgrades and which chooses the path of the new, let's say, the upgrade. Yeah.
So it shows which ones upgrade and which ones don't.
Yes, correct.
But usually they all go with the upgrade. Well, I think this is important because I was ETNC, the node service, a hardware node on ETC now has a great majority of nodes in ETC of 600 nodes. They run like 400 or more.
Yeah.
And a fork monitor would be interesting because it's important to coordinate everybody on the upgrade, that everybody goes to in the same direction and everybody upgrades. And it would be interesting because it's a very close community, that one, to see who are still not upgrading and to tell them on social media. I'm sure there's going to be many that are not going to upgrade. So there's going to be a lot of there's going to be a split, at least for a moment, and it's going to be important to tell them through social media, etc.
Yes.
So currently, are you going to show whatever you have of the fork?
Is it not showing?
No.
Okay, then
I see the ETC-Network.Info homepage.
Then sadly, I think something is broken on my end.
Okay, well, it's something that you're going to launch. When do you think it's going to be launched?
I try to launch it as soon as possible. So we have now the 23rd. I guess end of the month for sure.
End of October.
Yes.
All right, Mario. Bueno, thank you very much for working for ETC. You do this as a volunteer. You're passionate about ETC. You're an active community member. And you came to the Proof of Work Summit like 3 weeks ago. It was a pleasure to meet you. And thank you so much for your time for this interview and for providing all these services. Oh, he got disconnected. All right, so I'm going to end this interview here. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Goodbye.